Okay. Just want to get this out there. So, either like or sub this video if you want me to do a couple of videos of Cuphead, redoing Cuphead. And, I'm just doing a ranking. This will be multiple rankings because I cannot make long videos. This will be ranking, by difficulty. And how the design is too. I'm just kidding, that'll be another video. The DLC will be in another video too. Alright, now let's just get started. So, I cannot edit, and my Switch is dead, so I can't show gameplay. So, now out of the way. Probably the easiest boss, or should I say mini boss, has to be Chips Bedigan at first place. One thing, he has a low amount of health, and if you have the smoke bomb, no challenge whatsoever, but if you don't, he might be a little bit of a challenge. So next, well, how about first place would just be all the mini bosses? Only 2 of the mini bosses I won't add on there, and so number 2 is that goddamn rabbit inside of King Dice's mini bosses. He is a pain. Yes, this is my opinion. I forgot to do that. He's a pain because if you have smoke bomb, it's easy for the rabbit attack. But if you don't have smoke bomb, the rabbit heads are hard. And if you have smoke bomb, the parry ones will be hard. Because I had more trouble on the ones which came from the top. So, he's the worst out of King Dice's mini bosses. So, speaking of the King Dice's mini bosses, King Dice is next. He isn't actually hard. The thing, it took me a while to actually get King Dice, but the only difficult part about King Dice was his mini bosses, or the mini he throws at you. And I had to use a cheat to beat him. Image Chalice, but he's pretty easy when you get better at the mini bosses. Then he'll be really easy and if you know how to parry, then he'll just be simple. And so the next boss will have to be probably Gloopy Legrand. Either one of those. I can't tell which one's which. So the reason, when I first played Cuphead, Gloopy Legrand was the hardest boss to beat. Well, not in that actual real game, but because I couldn't get to Inkwell Isle 2. But he was a pain to beat for me. And the only reason why he's before the root pack is because when I got used to how his patterns are, it was pretty simple. And the expert mode isn't that hard either. Like King Dice's expert mode, the attacks are just faster, but instead Gloopy Legrand, he just jumps slower. Or no, he jumps in random directions. Okay, next will be the root pack. It's harder than Gloopy Legrand because of expert, because its attacks kept hitting me because it was faster. But the only thing I bet you probably know about the root pack. So, moving on. Next is going to be Ribby and Croaks. It's hard because of the last phase. Because you can't, the slot machine phase, so you can only hit it whenever it's shooting out attacks. Nothing else to say about it. And next harder boss is probably Hildeberg. Only if you don't have the bombs, then if you have the bombs, there's absolutely no challenge whatsoever. The only challenge about it is just the blimps. I hate those blimps. So next is going to be not Rumor Honeybottoms. What is her name? Bonvorius von Bonbon. She's only easy because her expert difficulty wasn't that difficult. The only part I only had trouble on was just that her, like, the guys she throws at you. I mostly had trouble with the candy corn one, since and the waffle guys, since they're moving around. For the gumball guy, just either use the lobber or spread shot. Probably spread shot would be the best. And then for the jawbreaker, just use either, whatever weapon. I don't know whatever weapons I use mostly. Okay, let's just go. Next is Cagney Carnation. Do I even have to explain Cagney Carnation? He's like the most iconic boss from Cuphead because, like, lots of people know him. Even if you don't know Cuphead, you probably have heard of Cagney Carnation at least one point. So next is Fluffy the Clown. Fluffy's hard because, actually no. The only challenge is the roller coaster. It keeps making me take damage on the horse phase because I'm usually either under him or I'm trying to dodge his attacks. But on expert, he isn't that hard because he only either gets faster or he shoots another horseshoe. Or the penguins go in other directions. Okay. Next is probably, next is Wally Warbles. Before, he was a pain to beat. But then after I redid it, because I had to do it on simple before doing it, and I beat it, I was happy. Happy it wasn't that hard. Next, is the first Inkwell All 3 boss, Captain Briny Beard. Only the first phase is hard. The second phase, you can just duck, and if you have Miss Chalice, just dodge roll the whole entire time. If the barrel gets, anyway. There's like no challenge on it. Or with the energy beam thing, if you're good at parrying, just keep parrying it so you can get a full parries. And then next is what's it called? Cala Maria. The only hard part about Cala Maria is just of her using multiple attacks at once. And I'm pretty sure you guys know about Cala Maria. Maria. Next is probably the devil. I had no sort of challenge on him. I only died a couple of times and then easy. Next is probably gonna be Sally's stage plays. That's what I'm gonna put her next. Just because of her third phase and that phase only. It's only hard on the secret phase. Otherwise, there's not that much challenge. Next is Phantom Express. Just the last phase easy, but the other phase are hard. I'm trying to make this go quick. Next, which is remember Honey Bottoms, only the platforming. Okay, I think we have 2 more left. So next is Jimmy the Great at 3rd place, and next after Jimmy is Dr. Cow's Robot, and then lastly is Grim Matchstick. He's a pain. Have a good night or day. So, goodbye.